お上がりよ。香りの爆弾。2発目。おお、割ったオムレツの中にリゾット。
閉じ込められていた香りが爆発的に広がる。
Hello there, welcome back to Anime with Alvin. Today, I'm going to be making the curry risotto omurice from Food Wars. These are fake eggs. According to the show, this recipe has quite the number of components, one of which is a beef broth from scratch. I'm cutting up some onions, some carrots, and throwing in some beef neck and knuckles. There's a lot of fat, connective tissue, collagen, and flavor in these bones that's going to make the broth taste really good. Next, a couple slices of ginger and a bouquet garni, because why not? Freshen things up a bit, you know? There's a lot of stuff in this pot. After filling this to the top with water, I'm gonna let it simmer for quite a bit so that the flavors can come out and intensify. And after the entire Babish studio starts to smell pretty good, this is done. Oops, I'm straining the whole thing through a mesh strainer, eating a carrot cause is carrot's good, and slowly waddling off screen like a penguin without its feathers. Next up, I'm gonna make a mango chutney for... Hey! Who put this here? Get that out of here. This ain't that kind of anime. Starting with a couple of ripe, juicy mangoes, cutting along the seed to take those two big edges and slide them against the walls of a bowl. This helps the flesh come out in one smooth piece. Bloop. After taking the mangoes out of their little sweaters, I'm cutting them up into a fine dice, almost like an onion, so to speak. Now that the mangoes are done, I'm also taking these apples and aggressively undressing them with a peeler. And the apples also get a pretty fine dice as well. This way, it helps the apple cook evenly alongside the mango in their little pot of doom. Onto the banana. The banana gets a nice little, this is just a chop, okay. The next component I'm making is the glaze that goes on top of the omurice. So I'm adding in some honey, some soy sauce, some oyster sauce, and some water, and reducing that over medium heat in a pot until it becomes a glaze. Before we can start cooking the chutney, I actually have to cut up some garlic and some chilies. So I'm finely mincing this garlic using a kosher salt, almost scrubbing technique, and some chilies to put into the pot first. These get cooked in a little bit of oil first so that the fragrances can come out, and then I'm adding some spices like coriander and cumin to also bloom in the oil. We can finally dump in the fruits that I spent a lot of time making jokes about and add in a good amount of sugar, which will thicken and make the chutney delicious. This smells so good. When the glaze is correctly reduced and finished, it should barely come together after being spread apart in the bottom of a pan. And now, this will sit aside for garnishing. So to get the quote-unquote risotto started, I have to cut up some onion and saute in a little bit of butter. And once everything smells great, in goes a good amount of ground beef till it gets nice and brown with the onions. And the curry comes from a custom curry powder that we actually made in-house. You can find lots of recipes online, but adding that with the beef and the onions, it just smells really, really delicious. Some seasoning just to make sure this tastes good. And after that, the beef is ready to take on one of its good friends, arborio rice, which is a very commonly used rice in risotto. I really like cooking the rice with the beef without any liquids so that it gets a kickstart on the flavor before we add in our homemade mango chutney from earlier. We add in the beef stock, and I'm pretty sure this is the scientific definition of Flavor Town. Population 1, that's me. Even though this isn't a traditional risotto, I'm still adding the liquid bit by bit and stirring until it reduces and becomes nice and creamy. Little check for seasoning and... oh, that's hot. Oh, that's hot. I could use a little bit of seasoning, so after some salt and some pepper and one off-camera QC check, and this quote-unquote risotto is ready for its final cheese bath. Some grated Parmesan cheese in, slowly getting... oh, definitely gotta take some for myself. And once that's all mixed in and it's nice and creamy and delicious, one more QC check, cause, you know, why not? But man, this stuff's good. While the rice cools down, I'm cracking a couple of eggs to make the omelet part of the omelet rice. I'm feeling a bit lazy today, so I'm using an immersion blender to do the work for me, blending in a little bit of cream and milk to give the omelet a nice fluffy creamy texture. This is the tricky part. It has to go into a non-stick pan over medium-high heat until the curds just begin to set a little bit. And then you stop, you don't touch it. And I'm slowly unmolding my risotto from a semi-football shaped metal thing and carefully positioning it in the middle of this barely set egg mixture. And the goal here is to gently fold the egg blanket around the risotto baby and slowly invert him onto a plate. And voila, after a little bit of post shaping and some glaze drizzles across the belly of this egg child, we've created a nice, beautiful crosshatch pattern for which to finish things off. A little parsley leaf in the corner, and this is done. A fusion of curry, risotto, omurice, probably really offensive to a lot of people. But my only question is, how does it taste? Would this get me first place in a cooking competition? Ooh, this is really good. The creamy soft egg with that sweet and salty glaze and that beefy but fruity risotto, it all works together shockingly well. This is 100% joining the Clean Cloth Club, and I'm gonna eat this off screen because my clothes are gonna explode in 3, 2, 1,